Hello, my name is Maddie, or Books with Maddie, and today I'm going to be hauling a stressful amount of books. I'm so stressed to make this video because it has been an incredibly long time since I've done a book haul. I don't know why I just stopped doing those, but I really like talking about books, so I love doing book hauls and I love watching book hauls. And of course, disclaimer, this is not in any way, shape, or form about bragging about the amount of books that I acquired and whatnot. Most of these I do not receive full price. I thrift, I gift, I scrounge money, then I spend too much of it. Okay, I'm literally gonna hop into it because I don't want this video to be too long because I haven't done one in so long, and I'm definitely 100% not going to be able to haul all the books that I've gotten since the last time I did a book haul, so I'm going to do my recent acquisitions. I'm going to try to say as much as possible about where I got each book because a lot of them I didn't get full price, and so gotta let y'all know about those avenues of getting cheap books. Or if I've been gifted, whatnot. I'm really stressed about making this video because I'm going to have to take a lot of books off of my shelf, which makes me incredibly anxious because they're in a specific place and they're supposed to be there, but I do need to reorganize my shelf anyway. But when I take them off, I'm not gonna just put them back, you know what I mean? Because it's too much work. I'm filming a video. What do you expect from me? I'm just gonna start, and we're gonna see what happens. Okay, I'm gonna start now. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. This is also, I literally was gonna start, and then I started talking about something else. This is also not in order of the way that I've bought these / received them. It's the order in which I was remembering them when I made a list of them. Also, it was just my birthday in June, and so some of these I got for my birthday, and so I didn't buy all of these. Some of them for my birthday. Okay, 3, 2, 1, now I'm gonna go. The first book that I acquired, sorry, excuse me, I'm getting over COVID. Something Wilder by Christina Lauren. This is Christina Lauren's newest adult romance. It follows two characters, Leo and Lily. It's like a second chance romance situation. It takes place in Utah. There's a treasure hunt, mystery, almost literally a thriller vibes. Okay, good job. Next, we have Kingdom of the Cursed by Carrie Maniscalco. This is the second book in the Kingdom of the Wicked ? Series, is that the name of it? I got this for my birthday, and I got it from Target, and the signed edition, which is kind of wild. It was $3 more than the other edition, and so I was like, that's pretty wild, and I bought it. Well, I didn't buy it, it was my birthday. I was there though. Number 3, I got, also for my birthday, Book Lovers by Emily Henry. I got the Target exclusive edition, which has a bonus chapter from Beach Read in it, which is absolutely incredible, and I'm so freaking excited to read. I have read Book Lovers already, but it was so incredible. I loved it so much that I had to buy it because I got an e-arc of it, and then so I didn't actually have a physical copy of it, and so now I have the physical copy of it. Woo! Okay. Did I explain what either of those are about? Book Lovers is a romance about these two grumpy people who fall in love when they're on vacation, and it's literally beautiful and incredible. Okay, number 4. We have another romance. We have Dating You. There's a receipt. There's another receipt here. Okay. Dating You, Hating You by Christina Lauren. This is Christina Lauren's first standalone novel. It has recently acquired a new cover, and I kind of wanted the old cover, even though this is disgusting and I hate this cover, because Christina Lauren is literally one of my favorite authors, and so I want to own all the original editions and stuff because I have a problem. I don't know what this is about. I have not read it yet. La Petite Mort, which is an Olivia Blake book. My friend Sarah bought this for me for my birthday. I am currently working on acquiring all of Olivia Blake's books because she keeps republishing them with new covers and new things happening, and I want the original editions again because I'm a psychopath. Don't know what that's about either, but I do know that it is a romance. We are just in Olivia Blake territory right now, so we're gonna be doing a lot of Olivia Blake. Where are they? I wish, I'm not going to ever show you what my floor looks like when I'm filming because it's always a disaster, but I wish that you could just understand the amount of chaos that surrounds me when I'm filming. There are just stacks of books in places, and it makes me incredibly anxious. You see what I'm working with right now? Okay, before I finish my Olivia Blake collection, I just realized I didn't put either of these on my list, and I don't think I ever hauled them. One is Anatomy. I'm currently reading it, so it's kind of not put together, but Anatomy by Dana Schwartz. This is the Barnes & Noble edition, and Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. I don't remember if I ever hauled those. Anatomy is takes place in the late 1800s. It's literally a Stalking Jack the Ripper, but a little bit different. Love in Other Words is about a second chance romance type of situation about two people who fell in love when they were teenagers and then reconnect when they're adults. Okay, Olivia Blake. We have, okay, so she has these fairy tale collections, which I believe are collections of just, like, short stories based off of, like, maybe, I don't know. Are they short stories? It's an anthology of fairy tales. So, 3 collections of fairy tales. The first one is Fairy Tales of the Macabre. I don't know what that word is. I've been seeing that word. Do you know when you, like, learn a word and then you start hearing it everywhere? The word for me has been macabre recently, but I don't know what it means. I need to look it up. The second one is Midsummer Night Dreams, and the third one is Lover's Grimm. It is extraordinarily painful for me to shelve these all together because the second one is weirdly short. I don't know why. It makes me really angry, but it's fine. Next, we have Lovely Tangled Vices, again, by Olivia Blake. There's a cross fingers on the back. Don't know what this one is about. Actually, I do. It's about witches. A dwindling line of witches. That's all I know. We have an original edition of Masters of Death, people. I got this, like, one of the last copies of this on Amazon. I was unable to get one for my enemy. If you are selling one for my enemy, the original edition, or know anybody who's selling it, literally communicate to me, because I want it so bad. I won't probably spend over $100 on it, but if you're selling it for under $100, I will 100% purchase it. So please tell me if you or anybody you know is selling the original edition of One for My Enemy by Olivia Blake, because I will purchase it. I just filmed so much and forgot to hit the record button. That is upsetting information to hear. Okay, so first we have The Answer You Are Looking For Is Yes, which is a, like, witchy anthology that Olivia Blake wrote. Oh my gosh. And this was buy one, get one, 50% off at Barnes & Noble, which is why I bought it. And I got it along with Beautiful World, Where Are You by Sally Rooney, which I know I was doing an Olivia Blake haul and I'm talking about Sally Rooney. But this is Sally Rooney's newest book, I believe. It came out last year at some point, I think. I don't remember what it's about, but I just poked myself in the throat. But it's supposed to be really good, and I'm excited to read it. Okay, moving straight forward, we have The Humans by Matt Haig, which I recently thrifted. Matt Haig wrote The Midnight Library, which was one of my favorite books of 2021, so I want to read more from Matt Haig because I really enjoyed the writing style of that book and literally everything about it, and so I bought The Humans. I haven't read it yet. It's on my TBR for this month. It was also on my TBR for last month, so okay, next. I'm literally falling apart. Okay, we have The Silent Treatment by Abby Greaves. This is another one that I recently thrifted from a library sale, and this is a book that my book club is reading in July. So I was really happy that I found it, and it's about a couple who, like, hasn't spoken in, like, 6 months, but they, like, live together. And then Maggie collapses in the kitchen, is unconscious, and then she goes to the hospital, and then they gotta, like, reconnect. I don't know. It sounds pretty interesting. It was my friend Sarah's pick for July. Okay, next we have this book, which I also got from a library book sale. Hannah's War by Jan Eliasberg. This is a historical fiction book. It's a spy thriller, and it takes place in 1938 and 1945. I think it surrounds, like, World War II, and is about a woman who is a scientist and does stuff. I don't know. There's a scientist, and then in 1945 there's a spy. I don't really know. I haven't read it yet, but it sounds really good. So, yep. Okay, moving right along, we have Dead Girls, which is a collection of essays in So Far Away by Alice Bowen. This is essays on surviving an American obsession, and she's referencing, like, the weird obsession with media killing girls and killing women and having that be, like, main plot points in so much media, and what that kind of says about us as a society and how that reflects on what happens to girls and women in real life. Sounds literally phenomenal, and I can't wait to get to this. Okay, next. Okay, we're moving so quickly. We have 2 books. Oh my gosh. I thrifted both of these. This one was from a library sale. This one was from just a regular thrift store. These are The Bright Swipe and First Comes Like, which are 2 books in a series. Don't know what the series is called, but it's by Alicia Ray. And this one is actually signed, wildly enough. And I just thrifted it. Crazy. I was recommended this series. I was talking to a girl at Barnes & Noble about how much I loved Get a Life, Chloe Brown, and she recommended me this series. Unfortunately, this is the 3rd book. I have the first and the third, don't have the second one. But I really can't wait to read it because I have heard incredible things about this and they have been recommended to me on multiple occasions actually. So the only thing that I think will bother me about this book is that I think it's like so much of it is surrounding like social media. Yeah, I think like this girl is like a YouTuber, which like hits a little too close to home for me personally. So I'm a little unsure about how I will enjoy those, but I'm obviously willing to try because they sound phenomenal. Oh my gosh, why are all these books so far away? Next we have Doing Harm by Maya Dusenbury. The truth about how bad medicine and lazy science leave women dismissed, misdiagnosed, and sick. I have been wanting to read this book for so long, and I found it at a thrift store, and I can't wait to read it. It is what I said, basically. It is a nonfiction book about the way that the medical world is just continually, persistently, and historically sexist, and how so much of medicine is based on male test subjects and only reflects how that affects men, and women are very different from men in a lot of ways in how they react to medicine and different diseases and viruses and things, and how the medical world continues to annoy that. As a woman who has had to operate inside of the medical world in several occasions because of chronic illnesses, sicknesses, lots of different things, it is really frustrating. A lot of male doctors dismiss and manipulate and write off the symptoms and complaints of women within like having like issues. Next is, I have two that I just found. Okay, so the first one is A Visit from, I need to sit down like a normal person. The first is A Visit from the Goon Squad by Jennifer Egan. I've heard a lot of good things about this book, and I just found it at a thrift store, and I have really been wanting to read this because Jennifer Egan just came out with another book. I think it's the second book in this series called The Candy House, and I've been hearing really good things about that and have been wanting to read that. And so I bought this. Okay, next is An American Marriage, which is another one that I thrifted. My friend Sarah recently read this and really enjoyed it. I can't remember exactly what it's about, but I think it's like a romance, contemporary, literary fiction kind of situation, and I'm really excited to read it. Okay, next we have The Maid by Anita Prose. This is another one that I thrifted. I've had such good luck thrifting recently. I don't know why or how, but I found this for $5 at a thrift store. This is a mystery kind of whodunit situation as far as I'm concerned. I know that I'm not a big thriller mystery person, but this one I have just heard everywhere, everyone talking about it, and so I don't want to miss out on that because I have FOMO. Okay, next we have Vicious by V.E. Schwab, which is another one that I got at a buy one, get one 50% kind of situation at Barnes & Noble. Don't remember what the other book that I got was, but I have been meaning to, for years, get back into into V.E. Schwab because I've literally only heard amazing things about everything she's ever written. So there's Vicious. Okay, next we have Codename Verity by Elizabeth Wine. This is like a YA historical fiction. It's, I feel like, becoming a classic, and I've just never read it. I feel like it's about a woman who is a pilot in World War II. Yes. And that's all I know about it. But it seems really interesting and really good, and I've only heard positive things about it, so I do want to get to that pretty soon. Next, we have Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. I got this literally for $1 at a book sale, and it's supposed to be really devastating and emotional, and it's one of my bomb books. I don't know if I've gotten it yet, possibly, probably, and so I'm really terrified to read it because it's supposed to be really sad. And then we have The 7 or 8 Deaths of Stella Fortuna by Juliet Grames. This is a book that I got at like a Overstock store, and they had 4 copies of it, and so me and my 3 friends who are in a book club together all got it, and this is going to be a book we read for our book club at some point. I don't know exactly what it's about, but it gave me Addie LaRue vibes. Okay, so this is about a girl who like continually dies multiple times and then keeps coming back to life. That's all I know about it, but literally, like, there's like a table of contents, and it has all of her death. There's literally burns, evisceration, bludgeoning, drowning, rape, exsanguination, choking, and cerebral hemorrhage. So it seems like it might be a little bit triggering for certain audiences, so that is definitely one that I gotta be careful of. Okay, moving on, we have Ask Again, Yes by Mary Beth Keane. I don't remember what this one is about. Okay, 2 cops, neighbors, wives, explosive events, lifelong friendship, love blossoms, loyalties divided, bond will be tested. There's the key words from the synopsis. Oh my god. I really feel like I have to keep sneezing, but I can't. Sorry, I'm like actively suffering while I'm filming this, so sorry. Next we have The Dutch House by Anne Patchett. This is a historical fiction. It has won so many awards. I can't even tell you what it's about. The end of the Second World War. It's about buying a house, yada yada, set over the course of 5 decades. There we go. I'm so glad I'm doing all of these books justice. Next we have Nothing to See Here, which I got in an Overstock store, and I believe this is about like people spontaneously combusting, and it's actually supposed to be kind of funny. I don't know how, but I think somebody, am I making this up? Does somebody not spontaneously combust? Oh yeah, their twins spontaneously combust when they get agitated. I don't know what that's about. It's short and it looks good. Okay, I recently got a bunch of these, so I'm just gonna go through them all. This is Beneath a Scarlet Sky, historical fiction. It's a classic, World War II, Italy. I believe there's some romance going on. It's going to be one of my bomb books at some point, The Heart's Invisible Furies by John Boyd. Not only is it monstrously big, but also it's supposed to be incredibly heartbreaking. And then we have A Promised Land by Barack Obama. This is Barack Obama's biography, which I got for $4 at a library sale. An amazing deal. She Said by Jodi Cantor and Megan Tooley, breaking the sexual harassment story that helped ignite a movement. I believe it's about Harvey Weinstein and the way that he abused and harassed women. I got this ARC. I found this at a library sale of The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. And so it looks a little bit different than like the copy that is out now, but I found this, which is pretty wild. Then we have Well Matched, which is, again, a 3rd book in a series. So in the 1st book and the 3rd book, I already read Well Met, though, so I have to get the 2nd book before I can read this one. Oh my gosh, I'm out of breath. Okay, then I have Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell, which I believe won, does it say on here what it won? It was like the Women's Prize for Fiction or something like that. It probably does say it on here somewhere, and I'm just blind. Summer's Day, 1596, young girl gets fever. Her twin brother searches for help. Neither parent knows that one of the children will not survive the week. Okay, that's actually really depressing. Okay, that's all the books that I got at that book sale. Did I already talk about I Kiss Shara Wheeler? I got that book. I'm not going to talk about it because I talked about that in like 3 subsequent videos. So, Crossings by Alex Landragin. This book is really cool because you can read it like 2 or 3 different ways and get multiple stories out of it. So like you can read it just like from front to back, but there's also like at the end of each chapter, like there's a different order that you can read it and it will be a completely different story, which I think is completely genius. And I haven't read it because it stresses me out because I don't know which way to read it. I think that's absolute genius. A Brief History of Time by Stephen Hawking, another one that I'm not going to bother getting because the cover isn't that exciting, but this is, I feel like, Stephen Hawking's best known work, and I've recently been really into Stephen Hawking. This is another book that my friend got me for my birthday, and that is Gallant by V.E. Schwab. I'm very excited to read this, mostly because it's a square, and I've never seen a book that's this shape, and I don't know why it's this shape. Also, there's like pictures. I don't know, it just seems really cool. This has been on my want to read since, or well, before it came out. It says everything casts a shadow, even the world we live in, which is really interesting to me because this is the 2nd book that V.E. Schwab has written about shadows, because this Savage Song and Our Dark Duet are like really heavily based on like shadows, and Book of Night by Holly Black is like really about shadows. So lots of people are writing shadow books right now. Don't know what that's about. I'm actually going to take a quick interlude at this moment because, so over the summer I'm working for my school and doing some research about feminist metaphysics and creative nonfiction, which I know is really confusing. I don't have the time to explain what all of that means, but because of that I got a $500, not a check, but like money to buy some books for my research, and so I thought that would be interesting to kind of share what books I will be reading. Like half are about feminist metaphysics and gender, and then the other half is about creative nonfiction, and so I'm going to separate those into 2 categories. I will first go over the ones that are about creative nonfiction. So, okay, okay, everybody calm down. I'm out of breath again. The first one is Bending Genre. This is essays on creative nonfiction, edited by Margot Singer and Nicole Walker. None of these have I read from front to back. At this point, I don't know if I will, but a lot of them I'm just using bits and pieces of to kind of gather the information that I need. But I haven't read any of this one yet. And also, I just started like a week ago, so all of these are just coming in this week. Next, I have Tell Us Land, Creating, Refining, and Publishing Nonfiction by Brenda Miller and Suzanne Paola. And then we have Touchstone Anthology of Contemporary Creative Nonfiction, work from 1970 to present. This is just an anthology of a bunch of different authors' stories written in the form of creative nonfiction. And then lastly, You Can't Make This Stuff Up, The Complete Guide to Writing Creative Nonfiction from Memoir to Literary Journalism and Everything in Between by Lee Gutkind. Gutkind? I don't know. Those are all the ones about creative nonfiction, and then the ones about feminist metaphysics. I feel like I'm missing some. Hang on a second. I have about 5 or 6 more that are kind of still coming in, and so these are not all the ones that we're reading, but these are the ones that I have right now. First, we have The Politics of Reality, Essays in Feminist Theory by Marilyn Frye. This one I read a little bits and pieces of, and it's incredibly dense and confusing. Next we have Resisting Reality, Social Construction and Social Critique by Sally Haslinger. I've read a little bit of this one, and it's slightly more accessible but still pretty dense. Then we have The Metaphysics of Gender by Charlotte Witt, another one that's pretty dense but a little bit easier. And then we have 2 Judith Butler, which are practically unreadable but absolutely fascinating. Gender Trouble by Judith Butler and Undoing Gender by Judith Butler. And those are the books that I'm reading for that research that I'm doing. Thus concludes the books that I'm showing you. This is incredibly stressful. The amount of piles of books that are surrounding me right now is nearly unhandleable for me because I want them to be on my shelves, but I need to reorganize anyway, so maybe I will do that today. Thank you so much for watching. I know this was incredibly chaotic, and I don't even know if I was showing them to the camera at certain points, but I do hope that you enjoyed. Let me know what books you've recently acquired and what you have thought of any of these books if you read these. I'm sure you read some of these. Let me know which ones I should prioritize and whatnot. Other than that, if you feel so inclined to like and subscribe, it really helps me out. So if you want to, you should think about doing that. That is pretty much it. I do hope that you enjoyed, and I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a great week, and I hope you have a great life, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye-bye!